John Cena's heel promo changes WWE Raw plans. A Joe Hendry WWE appearance has been announced, and an AEW star is retiring very soon. It's time for the news. You people disgust me, and you disgust John Cena too. John Cena with a big heel promo on Monday Night Raw got everybody talking. It was fantastic, fantastic stuff, and it changed some WWE Raw plans. So this is in relation, we're talking about Jey Uso versus Austin Theory as well, which was apparently scheduled to go for 11 minutes and only went 30 seconds. People didn't like it very much. This is talked about during the backstage Q&A on WrestleVotes, and they're talking about the Uso versus Theory match, saying this match was spaced out for 11 minutes last night. I don't know if Cena drawing out the opening of the show affected it, but I know it affected other things on the show, so things had to be jumbled around. It certainly sounds like it was affected by John Cena's promo, but to be honest, I'd rather listen to John Cena talk for slightly longer than watch Jey Uso wrestle Austin Theory for 11 minutes. I
agree. I think anybody would after sort of this generational heel turn that's happened. You would want to hear sort of John Cena and his justifications for doing something like that too. Yeah. So yeah, I agree. I think we watched it. We did a live reactions on Twitch to it, and it did feel very much like after the John Cena promo, things were kind of like trying to speed up a little bit, at least until we got to the IC title match between Braun Breaker and Finn Balor. Things did feel like they were trying to get from that very first bit, point A, to all the way to point Z at the end with the IC title match.
It was a pretty packed show, yes. And I think if you're going to cut anything, that match is one to cut. But as I say, people didn't like it at all. At time of recording, WWE's YouTube upload of that Jey Uso versus Austin Theory match has a total of 15,000 likes. That's not too bad.
Good.
Yeah, 72,000 dislikes at the moment. People are not behind Jey Uso at all in the run-up to WrestleMania, where he will challenge Gunther. Going back to that John Cena heel promo, one thing that wasn't really mentioned at all is Dwayne Johnson. Dwayne Johnson was not spoken about. Obviously, he was an integral part of the heel turn itself. Dave Meltzer and Brian Alvarez have been chatting about this on this morning's Wrestling Observer Live. Make of this what you will, right? We're going to role play. You're Dave Meltzer.
I was going to say, who do you want to be?
I'm going to be Brian Alvarez.
Cool.
Just make of this what you will.
So, first off, this comes from Meltzer, who says, you know who they didn't mention?
He's not from Yorkshire.
Sorry. You know who they did? You all right there? Yeah. You know who they didn't mention? Hardly at all. No, I'll say it in my actual accent. I don't even think they mentioned him at all. Dwayne, there's more to it that meets the eye, apparently. I'm sure he's not dropped, but something is going on.
What does that mean?
That was good. That's really good. It means there's something going on.
By God. Well, we shouldn't have brought this up if you can't tell us any more, because now you've just made people angry.
Strap in, folks, because this is something. I don't know more that's going on. I was actually just told it's what you think. I think they thought that I knew, which I didn't. And they said that even if you say it, everyone in the company will deny it. So it's something, but I don't know exactly what. There's always stuff going on behind the scenes there. That's all.
Right, so really filled us out. I can see why people would be angry about that. The story is something's going on there with Rock.
Yes.
And maybe this relates to him not being able to do as much as originally planned at WrestleMania. That's my interpretation of it. Time will tell, but apparently if it is brought up, WWE are going to deny it anyway. You get your heads around that. I can't. Joe Hendry is potentially going to be on Raw next week. Jey Uso, the celebrated and beloved Jey Uso, needs a tag partner to take on A-Town Down Under next week. It's happening in Glasgow, and a lot of people speculating that it's going to be Joe Hendry who fills in that lovely silhouette. But he has been announced for a WWE appearance regardless. As confirmed on the Fanatic Events website, Joe Hendry is set to appear alongside a bunch of WWE stars from Raw, SmackDown, NXT at WWE World in Las Vegas during WrestleMania 41 week. A TNA star, they're booked. You can get pictures with him. You can get autographs with him and everything. It runs from Thursday till Monday. He is confirmed to appear just over the weekend, so April 19th and 20th, so you can get photos and everything with that. It's a really unusual one, isn't it? I mean, obviously he's just going to sign with WWE
I think
when
that's
he's finished with TNA, and they're just getting in early. I guess for WWE, it's an interesting metric to have. It's like, how popular is he going to be at a signing? Spoiler, he's going to be very popular. He'll no doubt sell out there. Loads of people will want to meet Joe Hendry, and he's a lot cheaper than other people who are there as well, so that's handy. So get your autographs and your pictures while he's cheap, because he'll be a lot more expensive when he is fully signed. One person who was meant to be there but has been pulled from that weekend event, the big WWE World event, is Alexa Bliss. She returned obviously at the Royal Rumble. Since then, she's only had 2 matches. She took on Candice LeRae on SmackDown, and then she was inside the Elimination Chamber at the beginning of March in Toronto. She was originally advertised for that WWE World big fan expo signing thing, but that is no longer the case, with fanatics replying to a fan asking about Alexa Bliss, saying she is no longer scheduled to be there. You know what, it's a really weird one with Alexa Bliss, and it's a horrible one to speculate on, because she's been through it health-wise and various other things as well. So hopefully she's all right, but it doesn't look too promising as far as her involvement in WrestleMania itself goes, does it?
And it's such a shame though as well at the same time, isn't it? Because the times that obviously we've seen a few matches in the Royal Rumble, the SmackDown match, and in the Elimination Chamber match, and she looked phenomenal in all of those matches, and the reaction too, insane, and she looked so good, like she hadn't missed a step at all. So if she does miss WrestleMania weekend, that'll be really upsetting, for a lot of fans as well. And then again, there's so many stories, and the women's title stuff is quite stacked as it is at the moment as well. But there is the mid-card titles too that you could build towards something. But it depends where she's going to fall in terms of if she does stuff with the Wyatt Six as well, I guess.
That's it, isn't it? And they've teased a return fairly soon. I think it was John Gacy. Not John Gacy, Joe Gacy. John Gacy.
Oh, wait, that's the other one. Oh, no.
John Gacy doesn't have Instagram. I think it was Joe Gacy posted something sort of teasing the Wyatt Six would be back sooner rather than later. So maybe there'll just be a big angle at WrestleMania. And if there's a big angle and you want to involve Alexa Bliss, WrestleMania is the place to do it.
Absolutely.
Get as many eyes on it as possible.
Absolutely.
And that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
So anyway, we send Alexa Bliss our best wishes. We finish with the news that an AEW star is retiring very soon. Somebody that's been chatting away with Sports Illustrated, and we're talking about
Saraya. In the latest update on a future, she said to Sports Illustrated that her time in wrestling won't last forever. She said, "I'm letting people beat me left, right, and center. I was on a losing streak, but I just wanted people to get their rub. I want to uplift everybody. I'm not going to be in wrestling forever. I'm coming to the end of it, and it's very soon. And I don't want to go out being like, I need to be on top."
Good for her that she's not going out on the winning streak and everything, and her priority seems to be putting people over.
Yes.
On her, probably on her way out of the company. She has spoken about the fact that her contract is expiring with AEW in September of 2025. Her brother recently departed the company as well. I think WWE might take her back. I mean, I can Saraya matches, I can take them or leave them, to be honest. There's not much that I want to see her do in the ring, but I think she's a valuable person to have on a roster.
I think
doing
so too.
the odd bit, when she was managing as well, I thought I could have gone somewhere a bit more. I'd like to see her do something, but I don't think it's the end of the world if she doesn't want to wrestle anymore.
I think that's it. I think in this article as well, you can go and find it for yourselves, but she talks about how, her time being in the Outcasts and how she's helped Tony Storm develop into sort of being more comfortable in herself, which has then obviously gone on to lead to the timeless Tony Storm persona and how good she is on the mic. Then Saraya speaks in that article about how Tony was quite shy and very nervous about even being on the microphone, even just with one line. She was super, super nervous, but she's grown into this phenomenal performer on the microphone. And also when you think about Holly Cameron too, who's now having a really, really great time within a career, having big matches as well. And that's most probably in part to Saraya helping develop her in that way, but also Saraya kind of backing off and letting Harley do her own thing at the same time as well.
Yeah.
So if Saraya was to do something behind the scenes with either in WWE or in AEW just to help develop these talents further, then I mean, why not? It seems like she's doing good stuff on that front.
Couldn't agree more. Anyway, I have been John Wayne Gacy. This has been Ed Gein.
There we go. That's one.
And you've been watching the Cultaholic Wrestling News. Thank you very much. Take care of yourself. See you in a bit.